To touch is to know. In most exhibition spaces, touch is forbidden. Visual engagement dominates, while physical interaction is seen as a threat to preservation. Dama turns this convention on its head, inviting, even requiring, the audience to engage through touch. This tactile exhibition reimagines the relationship between artwork, artist, curator, and viewer. By centering touch as a primary mode of knowing, the map poses these urgent questions. How do artists navigate materiality and form when their works are meant to be touched? How can curators develop a deeper understanding of artworks through touch? How does audience perception shift when touch is not only permitted but essential? Rather than simply reflecting on tactility, the Ma operates as a living curatorial experiment. It is not a fixed presentation, but an evolving process, shaped by observation, interaction, and reflection. Here, touch is not merely sensory, it is epistemological. Haptic engagement allows for a close, embodied form of knowing that contrasts with the distant gaze of traditional spectatorship. In Dama, the touch is to think, intimately, curiously, and sometimes uncertainly. The exhibition draws from the legacy of tactile museum practices, which view handling as a legitimate mode of learning and access, not a threat, but a possibility. It is also inspired by the notion of participatory aesthetics, where the roles of artist, curator, and viewer begin to blur. Here, engagement is not passive, it's dialogic. Participating artists were invited to create new works that prioritize touch from the outset. This curatorial prompt reshaped artistic decision making, from materials and form to conceptual framing, while raising questions of care, intimacy, and vulnerability. As a curator, I also had to reconsider my role. Curating the Ma made me realize that the touch is also to understand. I had to physically engage with the works to feel their weight, texture, balance, and resistance, to determine how they should be presented and how they might respond to public interaction. This process showed that tactile engagement is not merely practical, but intellectual. Through touch, curatorial work shifted from arranging objects for viewing to designing experiences of encounter. Balancing conversation, accessibility, and participation required constant negotiation, dialogue guided by the materials themselves. Here, touch was not only a means of access, but a way of knowing. Visitors often approached the works with caution, uncertain if touch was truly allowed. This hesitation revealed how deeply ingrained the visual dominance of art has become. But once they engaged, their interaction changed. They lingered longer, their movements slowed, and conversations emerged. Touch encouraged curiosity, intimacy, and dialogue. The gallery shifted from a space of passive viewing into a space of shared encounter. By placing touch at the center, the exhibition reframed how audience perceive and value art, less as distant objects to be observed and more as experiences to be felt and remembered. To touch is to think. Touch does not only activate sensation, it activates reflection. It allows meaning to emerge through contact, through gestures of holding, tracing, and feeling. In the Ma, this embodied process of thinking extended across artists, creators, and audience alike. Touch became both a method of engagement and a way of shaping thought. Dama revealed that when touch is not only allowed but required, the roles of artist, curator, and audience are reconfigured. Material becomes activated, curatorial work becomes embodied, viewers become participants. The exhibition demonstrated that touch fosters deeper presence, a slower, more intimate, and more human way of relating to art and to each other. To touch is to know, and in knowing differently, we also learn to feel differently. This project would not have been possible without the trust and generosity of the participating artists, whose works invited us to experience touch anew.